We can break the loop with structure. We can't just hope it away. I'm going to dare to say, yeah, there's power in prayer. I'm not here to deny that at all. But I tell you what, praying is great. And God wants you to have freedom. And He wants you to do that in community because we're wired for connection. It is not a solo journey. There's a big difference between it being personal. Like everybody has a personal journey here. You have a personal relationship with alcohol. You have a mindset that's unique to you. You have a body like no other. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, what to believe, what to think. It's personal, but it is not solo. Solo is doing things all by yourself and just hoping that you can do it alone. And that if you fail, no one even notices. And then that's when you start getting into mind tricks and negotiations with yourself. And you start telling yourself, just one. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know. You'll know. And just rebuilding trust with yourself so that you don't want to let yourself down. That's where it gets really juicy. I love that. So you cannot rely on willpower at your weakest moment. What we need is an interruption before we get on autopilot. And that's what we're doing in the reset. That's what we're really honing in on in AFL and beyond. That's really what this whole sober-minded journey is all about. It is about waking up in your own life, getting off of autopilot. It's not about never having a cue or a trigger. It's not about never having a craving. It's about what you do when they come. And that's where getting off of autopilot and bringing in the interruption of this regularly scheduled program of just drinking on autopilot has been interrupted. You got to wake yourself up. You got to snap out of it. You got to even say your name. Sometimes I would just say that. I learned that from my friend Stacy. She has a master's degree in behavioral neuroscience. Yes, she is a real neuroscience person. You got to say your name to snap you out of it. So I'd be walking around and I'd be like, Jen, that loud, Jen, stop, put it down. I'd be in the grocery store cruising around my little cart. There are 25 points of purchase at my local Target. Wheeling around and there'd be an end cap of red wine, little Cabernet, by the meat. Wait, I'm just trying to buy a rump roast to put in the crock pot. What in the world? Now I've got to face off with all this red wine. Come on. Oh, give me a break. Just going to buy a bag of chips for my son. Loves chips. Oh, there's a beer at the end of that end cap. 25 places in one grocery store. I had the opportunity to buy alcohol. And where it got me every time that I was stuck in the detox loop. I'd make it through the store 24 times. I'd be like, no. The morning Jen was waning. The nighttime Jen was speaking real loud. And they got me at the cash wrap. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Where yes, thank you for that hand. Where you're checking out and there's a long line and it's like a BOGO. It's like a buy one, get one, or like a 2 for $10, a bottle of wine for $5. So I would be like, one for tonight, one for another night, one for the storm's rolling in. I'll be having one on hand. And then what would happen is that would be the 2-bottle breakdown because I could rope my husband into helping me drink it. So we would drink 2 glasses together from the first bottle, and then I would open the second bottle because I already had it on hand, just as a little nighttime sleep aid, just in the little bathtub, just to have a little nightcap. Oh my gosh, they got me at the cash wrap. So you got to go in knowing. You've got to go in awake, alert, aware, be vigilant, people, because alcohol really is marketed to us as so socially acceptable, so casual. And what we don't realize is it's gripping in by creating this craving that eventually really does become a full-blown addiction. And that's just over time for anybody who drinks long enough and hard enough. It's just going to create more of a thirst for itself. So we cannot rely on willpower at our weakest point. We need interruption before autopilot. Examples of interruption before autopilot. Change your environment. I was just talking to a reset group and I'm like, you know what? I don't go to the grocery store. I can now. 9 years in, it's taken me almost a decade to be able to go to the grocery store close to 1 o'clock. But early days, I was like, no way. It's a jungle out there. Treachery treacherous to go into a grocery store at 4 p.m. with 25 places to buy alcohol. I couldn't do it. I didn't want to try to do it. So I would change my environment. I would start going to the grocery store in the morning when morning brain was working. I'd go knock out my grocery shopping at 10 a.m. So by 4 p.m., I am nowhere near a point of purchase because it was too much of a challenge. Then you can pre-decide your evening. You can't just take alcohol out and leave a void. You've got to be able to put something else there that you're excited about or that's refreshing or even a reward, even a treat, and then have that replacement ready. And I'll finish with this and just say, in the 21-day reset challenge, these are the type tools that we're talking about. Literally, like literal replacements for wine o'clock, actual things to do and say when you're in a social setting where you're feeling the pressure, even at our ages, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, maybe even 80 out there. We've got some 80-year-old sober-minded sisters, which is pretty cool. But no matter what age you are, there is a weird peer pressure that can go on out there, even as grown-ups, that you have to know what you're going to do with it. So this is about retraining your brain. This is about creating a new pattern, and that takes time. So in the 21-day reset, we're changing the way you look at alcohol. In AFL, which is for anybody who's ever done a 21-day reset, we're literally creating a different relationship with alcohol. Now we're getting into the practice zone where you really can change your brain. And then these Quest ladies who are here are awesome because they're just taking the show on the road. We're just taking the tools and applying them in real life, practicing, not focused on perfection ever, anywhere in Sober Sis land do we focus on perfection. We really do focus on presence, progress, versus perfection and performance. All the P's, so many P's, gosh, a lot of P's. But anyway, I am so glad that you're here. And please again know, if you hear me say anything, you're not broken. Just your pattern might be broken, and that can be changed through repetition, practice, support, and strategy. Literally, you need some strategy, and I know I did, practical stuff, and that's what I'm here to teach, to hopefully inspire, and again, make it fun, make it positive that you are setting alcohol aside, because alcohol is not making you more fun, it's dulling your spark. Seriously, welcome to so much more than you can imagine right now. So with that, I'll see y'all out there. Adios.